Hey folks, Rich here with a brand new plane to show you guys, coming from FMS Models, coming to Force RC really soon. This is the all new FMS 1500mm P-47 Thunderbolt. This is a Razorback, guys, powered on 6 cells. It has a tremendous amount of power, but it's very also docile for flying nice and slow. This plane is really bringing FMS to an all new level of scale detail. This is sort of built right along the lines of the 1400mm P-40 Flying Tiger in the scale detail that it has. It has all submerged style scale hinges, none of the V-notched hinges anymore on this airplane. It's all built up at the factory like that, and actually the wings and tails are all hand assembled, and I'll show you that up close. You can just see by looking at it all the detail of the bombs, the missile pods, your gun detail, even your prop. Steve, if you can get close on this propeller, really sweet propeller detail. You can see the Hamilton standard decals, the engine detail, and all in a nice 4-bladed scale prop. It's just really impressive. Exhaust detail, all the markings, antennas. You can see pitot tube over here. Let's see if Steve can get in on that. Pitot tube, again, gun detail, antenna detail. It's just fantastic. Retractable gear, flaps with doors. Also, take a look at the landing gear, guys, right down here. You have scissor arm assemblies and all compression landing gear throughout the whole thing. All ball bearing supported wheels, which I'll show you when I flip upside down. So lots and lots of stuff here to talk about. Now, the basic overview on this thing, guys, it's an all EPO foam warbird. Again, 1500mm wingspan, 59-inch wingspan. Mostly it's all just a bolt together airplane. The wings slide in with some spars, with some screws that go in through the front, through the inside the canopy, which I'll show you. Your elevator halves go in with a spar going through with 4 screws for that as well. And then you have a little bit of scale detail. Your guns, your rear antenna here, and you don't have to put that on if you don't like to, but those can be just glued on with some contact cement. Same with your pitot. And the rest of it, guys, really just kind of slides on and off. You can see right here, I'm going to go into the missile detail, and I'll show you that underneath when I get there, but missiles just slide right off and go right on as well. Same thing with the drop tank underneath. And again, I'll show you that a little bit more detail as we get closer. Now, powering this thing, guys, it's a 460 kV brushless outrunner that provides a ton of power on the 6-cell 5000 pack that's in here. Driving all that is a 70-amp speed controller, onboard BEC, and that drives 9 servos that are already pre-installed. The rods, servos, horns, everything is pre-installed in this. Your ailerons, flaps, your elevator, your rudder, all driven by 17-gram all-metal digital gear servos, and your main gear doors and your tail wheel are all driven by metal gear digital servos as well. So 9 servos pre-installed in this thing. All you have to do with this thing, guys, it's a receiver-ready airplane, so all you have to do is add your receiver and your battery, and you're ready to fly with this thing. Just such a nice model. Now, I'm going to start off, guys, with the canopy here, I think. We're going to open this thing up. And first of all, I'm going to show you the detail on here, guys. Lots, if Steve can get in on that, there's lots of scale detail in there. I'll try and move it around. The detail is just incredible. They've got all this instrumentation in there that they really did a fantastic job. I don't know if Steve can see, there's a throttle quadrant in there and everything. They painted it all sort of zinc chromate, and the detail is just phenomenal. On the inside, they ventilated all of your canopy to help keep it from bubbling up. Screwed in the pilot. There's a tongue and groove here in the front. There's a magnet in the back and just a little piece of tape, and you can see how nicely that all secures down in place. You grab that tape to pull it up and it comes up. On the inside of this thing, I'm going to flip this up so Steve can get a kind of an inside view so you all can see what the inside of this thing looks like. There's tons and tons of space in this thing. Try and point this right at the camera there. You can see your 4 wing screws. There's one here, 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 and here. So your wings all go in. The beauty about these wings is there's no wires to connect. There's actually bullets, so you just slide your wings in. All your bullet connectors go in for your retractable landing gear, your flaps, your ailerons, and your wingtip lights, because the plane does have wingtip lights on it. And then all you do is secure those 4 screws and your wing is on and you're ready to go with that. You can see here your digital Metal Gear 17-gram servos in the back here for your aileron and your elevator, and you can see your wiring harness. Everything's all wired up. This stuff's already wired. You don't really need to mess with that. All you have to do is put your receiver in here, and you can see I have a Spectrum receiver in here. Just lots and lots of space to put all that in here. Your battery goes way down to the nose cone, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that around here, and let Steve get kind of close in on that thing. And we'll see if we can get that lined up. Let me move this around. It's a big airplane, guys, so it's kind of tough to maneuver it around a little bit. Is that going to work for you, Steve, there? You can see how that battery's buried way down in there. All EC5 connectors in there. Let me see if I can get this thing. I'll move around to this side where you can see a little better. But you can see down in there, when you pull up on that battery, and I'm going to unplug this thing real quick. When you pull up on that, it's got a really nice tray. You can see I'm running a 5000 6S Predator packet. It's on this really nice pull-out tray with a little thumb pull, finger pull there. And what that does is it allows the CG on this plane to work out well. And once you get this thing in here, you attach your battery to it, you slide it right in there, it snaps into place, and now you got a perfect CG every time. So, and then you just plug your battery in and you're good to go. So really nice battery arrangement. FMS has been using these on a lot of their planes here lately. Let that thing boot back up. I usually tuck my wires back in there. 70 amp speed controllers way in there on the inside. And you can see, guys, just a really nice battery arrangement. Cockpit and canopy, again, everything goes right on here and just secures real nicely. Now, let me flip this around. A lot of airplane here, guys. So as I flip this upside down, there's a whole lot to see here. Now, starting at the tail, Steve's going to go back there and get in on the tail. You can see here how nicely the tail is manufactured at the factory. Now, I want to show you. Steve's going to kind of zoom in right here on the hinge. Again, all the hinges are like this on this airplane. You can see they're center hinge traditionally, just like a real airplane, a submerged style hinge. Each elevator half is 4 pieces. You actually have the elevator, or you actually have the horizontal stabilizer, the elevator, a separate piece of foam right here, which is this strip, and another piece of foam right here. So it's actually 4 halves for this side, 4 halves for this side. And this is all actually hand assembled, guys, at the factory. So it's no longer a one-piece mold. 4 pieces here, 4 pieces there for the elevator. Rudder's the same way. Rudder is about 3 or 4 pieces as well. And you can also see the rudder movement here, how that hinges around a center point as well here, guys. It just rotates around there nicely. Again, all scale hinged, guys. I'm going to move that elevator again for you. It's just nice and slick, done very scale-like. Also the ball links, guys. You can see how nice all these big plastic ball links are all the way around this thing. Nice big ball links, and just for excellent control. You'll see that on the elevators and the flaps as well. You got scale gyro doors here as well, retracting tail wheel, cooling holes right back here for all the air to exit. Now I'm going to shift this around. Steve's going to pan out a little bit. Again, it's a big airplane, guys, so it's a little bit tough to maneuver. Coming down the center here, guys, all the ordnance actually comes off of this. Drop tank, you can see right here, slides off really nicely. Pretty standard of FMS. I'll try and get a better view of that there. You can see how nicely that all slides on. All the rocket pods also, they slide off really nicely with connectors. So you can fly with or without these if you want to. One other item that does get glued on with contact cement are the hard points for your bombs, and you can see those do come off as well. I don't know if the factory intended this or not, but these come on and off pretty nicely. It's a lot easier to take it off with 2 hands, but it does go on with 1 hand. I'm going to go ahead and put the wing down on here, and I'm going to go ahead and snap this back on so Steve can see how that goes on. You just wiggle it a little bit and it snaps into place. So all your bombs, your ordnance, your drop tanks, all that stuff comes off real nicely. Now, also, guys, when we look at your ailerons, I'm going to go ahead and very carefully just put this down so Steve can kind of zoom in there on your ailerons. Again, guys, all submerged style, traditional hinged, all center hinged and hand assembled at the factory. Again, no longer a one-piece wing, guys. You've got the wing, the aileron's a separate piece, this little foam insert is another piece, and this foam insert is another. So it's actually 4 pieces for this wing to get this thing together, and it has to be hand assembled at the factory, and that's what gives you that, that really nice scale hinge. Again, all the way around, ailerons, elevator, rudder, just really nice. Also, guys, ball links and horns, all this stuff, nice big robust ball links, all pre-installed and ready to go. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Another nice feature that they're including, this is like the P-47 or like the P-40 Flying Tiger that they made just last year here, all servo boxes now. They're not glued in place, so you can pop these little tabs off and you can unscrew and you can remove the servo if you ever need to take one out and replace one instead of having to pry it away with glue. So really nice. They also molded them in the proper color. You know, Steve, if you pan out, they molded them in black so they match the invasion stripes, and just really looks nice overall. Retracts are pretty sweet. The inner doors are driven by 9-gram digital Metal Gear servos, and those retract separately. Steve, I'm going to go ahead and extend those out. Let me grab the radio here, and we'll retract the gear. Here we go. Tail wheel and everything. You got a whole view on that? Here we go. Whole thing goes in and out. Comes from the factory just like this, guys. Sequencing doors and just really clean all the way. Tail wheel and everything. Here we go. We'll go ahead and extend those out. Inner doors open. Really sweet all the way around. Now I'm going to pull the drop tank off. Steve, go ahead and zoom in on here. Another nice feature is we have all ball bearing supported wheels now. You can see how nice and smooth that is. No more plastic wheel on a wire. All ball bearing supported, so everything's nice and smooth. It really minimizes the nose overs on the airplane and just keeps everything rolling real nice. Now the landing gear itself, I'm going to prop this up. And Steve, if you can zoom in on there, all machined aluminum struts, okay, all metal trunnions in there, and you can see how it has just fantastic compression. Scale with a scissor link assembly and everything, really just like a real airplane would be. Really great on grass. It really absorbs the shock well, and also the detail that we have, guys, of the inner doors or the inner mechanism. They went ahead and they painted this whole thing in a zinc chromate finish, so it really makes it look pretty sweet. So anyway, guys, just a lot of detail on this airplane. This is by far going to be one of the nicest planes, probably one of the nicest scale models, right next to the P-40 Flying Tiger that FMS just recently put out. I'm going to go to this side because I want you guys to see the nose art on the side of this thing. You can see here, guys, the nose art on this is really nice. You can see the Bonnie logo right here, crew chief's name. Also, this is Major Bill Dunham's airplane. All the kill markings for the aerials, kills, bomb drops, and ship kills are all right there, guys. So really nice airplane all the way around, guys. Last thing I want to show y'all really is the flaps. Steve's going to kind of zoom in on those. Real scale flaps. I have them set at 3 seconds on a delay for a takeoff and a landing setting. But really, guys, just overall stellar package for the airplane. Really nice model. Guys, this is FMS, once again, FMS's P-47 Thunderbolt, new 1500 millimeter 6-cell powered Razorback, guys. Again, this is coming to Force RC really soon, so check it out there. Thanks, guys, for checking out this video. Thanks for flying FMS models, and as always, guys, we'll see you next time.